Have you guys met Coach Young, obviously?
I met with him yesterday, but it was for other reasons. It wasn't about that. But I just know who he is, from his past experiences. And Coach Meyer did introduce him to the team as the new defensive coordinator. He gave us a few little words, but nothing serious.
I mean, how hungry are you guys right now? Obviously, this is a little bit different from last year where you knew you guys were in the playoff. But how do you guys utilize this as kind of fire just because of that loss this season?
Well, I mean, we look at it like this. Notre Dame is a really good team. They got a bunch of talent on their team. I think one of the coaches was telling us that they had like 9 draftable players or something on their team. So it's going to be a great game. I mean, the atmosphere is going to be great. I mean, no, we didn't make it into the college playoff, but, for some of the seniors, this is their last game here. And, I mean, we've been for me, I've been here with them since they got here. So, it's like we definitely going to play our hearts out for each other because this might be the last time a bunch of us will be together as one team. So that's the biggest motivation to go out there. We'll give it one last hard swing and come out with a win for the seniors.
Is it hard, though, Tyvis, to watch the playoff unfold, having lived it, and now you're not living it and knowing how intense that is and what it's like?
Is it hard to watch? Yeah, it is, because, of course every team wants to be in it, but, I mean, unfortunately, it just didn't happen for us this year. And, I mean, I salute the 4 teams that's in. I wish them all the best of luck. I mean, I ain't going to sit here and tell you that. I mean, I'm not going to say it, but y'all know how I feel about it. I mean, yeah, I would love to have been in it, but, it is what it is. It's just how it goes. I mean, you just got to make the best out of what we have now.
Do you want Michigan State to win it because they're a Big Ten team, or do you not care?
No comment. No comment on that one. No comment.
Because they're like, you're right, they're a Big Ten, but they're also the team that beat you.
No comment. No comment. It's the first time I ever did that in the media. No comment.
Yeah, really.
Because if I go on that rant, y'all will be sitting here for another 15 minutes.
Save it to the end.
Yeah.
So the defense this year as a whole, obviously we're just saying you guys didn't quite get where you wanted to be as a team, but you have one more game left for this defense. How do you think this defense as a whole played this year? I think you guys are like second in the nation in fewest points allowed per game, stuff like that. Is it maybe even better than last year? How good's the defense been?
Well, I mean, the offense was struggling early on in the year, so the defense was we kind of had to carry the team. So, I mean, we just been trying to get better every week, and I feel like we've definitely progressed in that. I mean, these past couple games, it's been about more so the pass defense. It started off with the bad run defense, but a good pass, and then it flipped towards the end of the season. So it's just about trying to go out there and make sure that it's neither one of those. And so we stop the pass and the run for this one final game that we have for this season. I mean, like I said, although it's definitely progressed for run defense, because I know we started off slow in the run defense. I know the pass defense kind of went down a little bit, but we've been out here working on that every day, so that's going to hopefully show up in this last game.
And speaking of your opponent, I don't know how much you guys have been looking at them specifically right now, but an offense that can definitely produce and a wide receiver that is really helpful, I would say, on their end.
Yeah, he got wheels. He reminds me of Devin Smith. Real fast receiver. They like to get him the ball. I mean, their offense kind of reminds me of a lot of our offense when I watch it. I mean, it's not nothing. They're not doing anything that we haven't seen. I mean, we see it every day in practice, so that's kind of the benefit that we get out of that. It's just going out there and stopping it.
Tyvis, Cardale's not really made a secret of his plans moving forward. If this is the end, how do you think Cardale, from everything from his freshman year through last year, how do you think he will be remembered, or how should he be remembered?
He should be He's going to definitely be remembered. His number one thing he's going to remember for is definitely that tweet that he put out. It's going to forever be said around this campus. That's number one. But he's definitely going to be remembered for being like a national championship quarterback. I mean, he definitely won the championship. And for him, he hasn't lost the game as a starting quarterback, so I think that's pretty good under his books.
But the tweet still goes down as his...
Oh, the tweet it will be remembered when our kids come here. They're still going to talk about it because it was the most out of the blue thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was funny. It was just, hey, it's funny nowadays. It wasn't funny at the time, but it's one of those things when you look back on it, it's going to forever be funny.
How has he handled the last couple weeks of the season? I mean, he obviously expected to be playing and leading you guys through the year. You know him better than anybody else. I mean, has he been down at all?
Nope. 12 is still the same 12 that I've been on. He comes in, he does what he has to do. His favorite thing to do now is when he goes against the #1 defense, when he's the scout team quarterback for at the end of practice. He likes to motivate. He finds a way to motivate the scout team by saying, "Hey y'all, let's go out here. If we do good, they gonna play us. They gonna start us in the game." So that's his new joke to the whole scout team offense. So he's definitely taking that role on. He's doing a great job. He's still threading that ball like I know he can. So he's definitely just getting better. He's taking his practices and just basically preparing himself for the next level if that's what he does.
Is he having some success against that #1 defense at all?
I tell you what, yesterday he got me on the pass, and I was upset at myself because he's never gonna get me, but he got me, and it's just like I lost some sleep last night just the fact that he completed this pass. It's ridiculous. So yeah, he's definitely making the most of it.
Tyvis, sorry if you've been asked this, I just walked in, but when you look at Notre Dame and what you've seen of them offensively, what jumps out at you that you're going to have to be ready for here in a
Well, I
couple
do
weeks?
know that they got a very athletic quarterback, and he can throw that ball. That's where he can throw that ball. So that he make every throw. They got the one wide receiver, number 7. Yeah, him. He's like Devin Smith. He's fast. He catches a lot of deep balls, but he's somehow, some way, he finds a way to get behind defenders and catch it and score. So that's definitely a priority. And they definitely got a good running game. I said the running back 33, he's a tough guy. He runs the ball pretty hard. So we definitely got our hands full with a lot of weapons that they got. But I'm sure we're gonna actually figure it out and we find a way to stop it.
Tyvis, I know you're focused on your game, but is there any part of you that's curious to see how Michigan State matches up with Alabama?
No comment. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Who cares? I don't care about that. I really don't. It's got nothing to do with us that I could care less.
Tyvis, you've had your degree for a while. You have a national championship ring. You've been a starter here for a long time. When you think about what you set out to do when you arrived at Ohio State and what you have done, how does that match up?
I tell you, I can check off a lot of things on my list. There's a lot of things I actually done it a couple of times. Checked off. I got a lot of things that I accomplished. I mean, #1 thing was definitely to get the degree from Mother, and believe it or not, the second thing was to become a captain. And when I got elected captain, that was like a big relief for me. So there's a lot of things that I wanted to do when I was here that I actually have accomplished already.
How does that feel when, I know you're not done having goals and wanting to do things,
Right.
but when you can go through your time and think about that you have checked off a lot of boxes, how does that make you feel?
I'm very happy with it. I mean, like I said, every time you achieve a goal, it's like you jump up and down. You do your happy dance about it. But I mean, you set new goals and you work towards those new goals. After you celebrate the one goal that you got, and then you create some new goals and you build to that.
How do you think the transition will be? It's not only the great senior class, but a number of juniors who may depart. The face of this thing is going to turn quite a bit from this to next.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they definitely have a great coaching staff. I'm gonna definitely say that, and they do a great job of recruiting. And the backups they've been using these early practices, to get the backups a lot of work. And they actually are doing pretty good in practice right now. So the future is definitely bright for them. I mean,
Ohio State's not going to fall off.
No, I don't think Ohio State ever fall off because there's so many people that want to go here, and they do a great job of bringing in so much good talent that it's never gonna fall off. I mean, they're gonna definitely get the right players, and they're gonna get the right scheme set up to make this team succeed. If that makes sense.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
21.
Yeah, I'll be 22 in February.
So when you were a little guy, do you remember the 02 season for Ohio State? National championship?
I was watching. Yeah, I was watching in my grandmother's house. They went in double overtime. It was like a controversy pass interference call, where we got the call and we ended up winning the game.
So
Go Bucks.
You're not too you remember. You actually do remember watching that game?
Yes, I do. That's when Willis McGahee got his knee messed up, and I was scarred for life.
when you scored?
Because it was the nastiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I thought, I was like, he's done. His career is over with. The next thing I know, boom, he's in the NFL playing.
So were you an Ohio State fan?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what do you like? How excited were you?
Oh, man, I was jumping up and down for joy. I had all my Ohio State gear on. I roared for a week straight. It's kind of how I was when I won the hat last year. I didn't take the hat off for a long time. It's kind of like that when they wanted to know, too.
So we know. I mean, Ohio State's had this long, crazy history in Arizona. They've been in the Fiesta Bowl so many times. What do you remember about the '06 game with Troy and being undefeated? And well, I mean, you're jumping around in '02. How are you jumping?
I wasn't
You
jumping
wanted
around.
to say.
Of course, I wasn't jumping around in '06. I was mad. It was one of those ones. I just turned it off. Like, I can't believe this. And they ended up losing.
How long? But that. So you were like 12 then. So you're a little older.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So were you mad about that?
Yeah, I
For a
was
while?
mad.
How long did that stay?
I was in school that day, and we was going around. Everybody was talking about who they was going. I said, look, Ohio State gonna win this game, cause it's just, it's the best team in America. And they went out there and they lost, and I was just so crushed. I was just like, oh, I was like, didn't want to go to school for like a week, but my mom wasn't having that. So I had to go to school. Yeah.
So as long as
06.
so as
Florida.
long as we're living
State.
past games,
No, I mean '06 season.
Right,
though,
season.
so.
Tyvis, so long as we're living past games, did you see the last Ohio State Notre Dame matchup, ironically in the Fiesta Bowl?
Hey, yeah, you see, I seen that on Twitter. I actually watched the clip. Is that the one where Ted took it to the house on him? Yeah, I was watching. That boy fast. Yeah, I watched that on Twitter the other day. But I didn't watch that game, but I seen the clips of it. So we ended up winning that game, though. So
And obviously, this is not a new question and it's not a new reality, but the fact that your coach here now is the guy who made 12-year-old Tyvis Powell cry after what happened in that national championship game. Like, is that still? Are you torn at all about that?
I look at him kind of funny about it,
Yeah.
because he could have just, we could have. He's from Ohio. He should have just let us win it, But I understand that, he had to do what he had to do to help his team win. And congratulations to him on that one. He did a good job. Seems like he does a great job when it's in the national championship games. He does a great job of getting teams prepared.
So we're talking about all this stuff. Do you ever think about or reflect on the idea that you were young Tyvis in Ohio?
That was a long time ago.
Watching those games and being so caught up in it.
Uh-huh.
And now you're playing in those kind of games and you won a national championship and there were
Yeah.
kids in Cleveland, the next generation of young Tyvises feeling the same way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as someone who's
Yeah.
grown up being a fan, do you think about that? That how much little kids and that kind
I
of
never thought about it like that, but the way you put it, maybe we've inspired kids. It's definitely a bunch of kids that's been running around Ohio like, yeah, Ohio State won, and maybe that might be the spark that they need to always want to come to Ohio State. It might inspire them like it inspired me. And if that is the case, then I really can leave this place and go to, I could die. Because that's all I want to do is inspire somebody. If I can inspire one person on this earth to do good, then, I can rest in peace. I'm not saying I'm dying, y'all. I'm in good health. I'm in good health, but that's just like my number one goal in life.
Hey, Tyvis, you talked about the way that Urban Meyer prepares teams for bowl games. What is it about the way he handles practice and the way he prepares you, and the way he motivates you? I think the motivation thing when it comes to the postseason is probably a big one.
Yeah. Well, it's not, I would say that since this year in particular, he's done a great job of like making it fun. Sometimes practice could be long and drag on and on, but he's like cut it down. So like from what it was in the season to it is in the bowl practice, it's like cut down, and it gives more people it gives the young guys a chance to get more work, because next year is coming around, unfortunately, and they have to be able to play. So I think that seeing the young guys go out there and like compete the way they do, it kind of brings the new spark in. And then at the practice, he always do this thing where like he makes linemen catch footballs from Cardale or something like that, and we got sprints on the line, so it's like always fun and stuff like that.
You do realize this may be the first time that Urban Meyer and fun have been mentioned in this podcast, right?
Well, yeah, it's that's funny. I mean, he's a very serious guy, but he definitely knows how to have fun and take care of his players. So
A lot of
that's
people
funny.
have talked so much about the grind was the name of this season.
Mhm.
Is that the right name for this?
Yeah, it's definitely been a
I
grind.
know it has been a grind, but shouldn't it have been called like the party or something?
No.
So that it wasn't a daily reminder of how hard it was going to be
No,
to try to win this thing
no,
again?
no. The party is in. It's when anything you grind for, it feels better when you work for something and then achieve it, rather than just partying your way through it. So the grind was definitely the right thing because it was a grind. It still is a grind, and the grind has not been complete yet. It will be when we win this last game.
Okay. So, I asked Urban about whether you guys will be up for this game, having gone through the playoff last year, and he
Oh,
used
yeah.
the Michigan game as an indicator.
Oh,
you
yeah.
always look for indicators.
Yeah.
The way you played at Michigan
Mm-hmm.
is an indication of that.
Exactly.
Is it any indication that what happened with Adolphus, what happened with JT during the year, Joey and Jalen and some guys were suspended for the first game, is any of that an indication that anything was off with this team at any point this year? Or would you just chalk those up as individual things that happen to guys sometimes?
I'm just individual things that happen to people. I mean, people make mistakes every day. I'm not gonna bash nobody about it because I believe that Jesus said, if you have not committed sin, then throw the first stone. So I'm not gonna throw no stone because I mean everybody does things. It's just they just happen to get caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. So I'm not gonna bash that. I mean, the team would definitely roll on. I mean, as you can see, I think it brings the team closer together because you have to fulfill those roles that may be missing, and it allows people to step up and people depend on each other more. So I think that's what. I'm not gonna say it hurt us in any way. I might say it actually helped us.
So you would say overall focus, whatever, of this team from game one to what will be the last bowl game, was good?
Absolutely, yeah,
You were on
absolutely, absolutely. It was, nobody has been away from it. Everybody came in with the same missions.
Which offensive lineman is the best at catching passes?
I'm trying to think who caught the ball.
No, you're going through which one caught it, not which one is the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
They all dropped it, huh?
No, it was only one player that caught it. He called out one player and he had to catch it. But he was a defensive lineman that had to catch it. And he only dropped one. He had to catch 10. It was 10 balls thrown and he caught 9 out of the 10.
Okay.
And that's because Coach Meyer was cheating. He cheated. He did.
cheat?
Because he jumped in the way and when Cardell threw the ball, he did one of these and then stepped back. So it's it was right there. So
Got
he
it.
had to drop. It's a shame. It's a shame.
How do you look at a bowl trip, Tyvis? Is it business trip, or are you looking to get there and have fun?
Look, a bowl trip is definitely always a business trip. I mean, it could go one or two ways. There's only one reason that it could be fun. The only reason a bowl trip is fun is if you win the game. If you go there and lose, it's not fun at all. Nothing you did was fun. You look at it like this was a complete waste of time. So you got to go there to win the game. If you win the game, then you look back and say, you know what, we went bowling or we went skating as a team. That was fun. That was fun. But if when you lose the game, you're so mad that you lost the game that you don't think about nothing else. So it's all about the game.
Do you have fun when you're bowling?
No.
What's happening?
No.
No fun?
You know what? It goes so fast.
That's a week without fun.
It goes so fast that you don't even pay attention to it. It's all about the game. When you get to the game, when you win, do you say, you know what? That bowling game was fun. That bowling was fun. We did.
Is it weird to be at a place for a week? Y'all weren't in Blacksburg for a week this year.
Nah, cause I was in the Orange Bowl and we was there for a week.
Yeah, but bowl games are different from the regular season. How do you deal with that? Just
Oh, preparing for it. It's
Yeah.
one team for a long time.
Yeah,
It's just like it was preparing for Virginia Tech at the beginning of the season, seeing the same thing over and over and over and over. So when you get to the game, it's like second nature to you. So I actually appreciate it. But it does, after a while, it does get can we just play the game already? But we ain't there yet. We ain't get to that part yet.
Next time.
Am I good to go?
think
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. This is it. This is it. I'm never doing it again.